On October 3, 2023, at a remote combat outpost in the mountains of eastern Afghanistan, 6 female U.S. Army soldiers faced what military analysts would later call statistically impossible odds. Surrounded by 400-plus Taliban fighters, outnumbered 67 to 1, with their position on fire and ammunition running critically low, these 6 women fought for 14 consecutive hours in what would become one of the most significant firefights of the Afghan war. But this story doesn't begin with heroism. It begins with doubt, with mockery, with 6 women being told repeatedly and explicitly that they didn't belong. This is their story. Lieutenant Sarah Chen, 28, West Point graduate, infantry officer. Women can't lead in combat, her male peers said during officer training. Specialist Maria Rodriguez, 24, machine gunner, former college athlete. You're too small to carry the saw, her drill sergeant told her. Sergeant Amy Ghost Williams, 31, sniper, former Olympic shooting competitor. Women don't have the emotional control for precision shooting under stress, a male instructor had written in her evaluation. Private First Class Destiny Jackson, 22, medic, daughter of a Medal of Honor recipient. You're only here because of your father's legacy, male soldiers whispered. Corporal Lisa Park, 26, communication specialist, MIT graduate. Stick to the radios, sweetheart, leave the fighting to the men, her team leader had said. And Staff Sergeant Jennifer Tank Morrison, 34, weapons sergeant, 12 years in the Army. You'll never make it in a real firefight, countless male soldiers had told her over her career. They were assigned to combat Outpost Kamdesh in Nuristan province, one of the most dangerous positions in Afghanistan. Surrounded by mountains on all sides, sitting in a valley bowl, tactically indefensible. The male soldiers who'd been there before called it the fishbowl and the kill zone. When command announced an all-female squad would be rotating in, the reaction from the male units was predictable. They're going to get slaughtered. This is what happens when politics enters the military. I give them 2 weeks before they request extraction. Diversity hires suicide mission. The 6 women arrived at COP Kamdesh on September 15, 2023. The outgoing male unit barely hid their contempt. During the turnover briefing, the male sergeant leading the orientation spoke slowly, as if explaining to children. This is a rifle. This is the trigger. Taliban bad guys come from those mountains. You shoot them. Think you girls can handle that? Sarah Chen, the lieutenant and squad leader, kept her face neutral. She'd learned long ago that reacting to the mockery only made it worse. We'll manage, Sergeant, she replied calmly. The male soldiers laughed. You'll manage right into a body bag, ma'am, one of them muttered, loud enough to be heard. For the first 2 weeks, nothing happened. Quiet patrols, routine guard duty, radio checks. The male quick reaction force at the larger base 15 kilometers away would radio in daily. How are the girls doing? Need us to come hold your hands? Lisa Park, on the radio, would respond professionally. Negative. All quiet here. And then, under their breath, the male voices, for now. The 6 women developed their routine. Sarah Chen planned patrols and defensive positions with tactical precision that would have impressed any infantry officer. Maria Rodriguez maintained her M249 saw machine gun obsessively, running drills until she could reload in under 4 seconds. Amy Williams, the sniper, memorized every ridge, every rock, every potential enemy position within 800 meters. Destiny Jackson organized the medical supplies and ran trauma drills. Lisa Park maintained communications equipment and established backup frequencies. Jennifer Morrison, the weapons sergeant, inspected every rifle, every grenade, every claymore mine in their defensive perimeter. They didn't talk about the mockery. They didn't discuss the male soldiers' predictions of their failure. They simply prepared, professionally, thoroughly, obsessively. On October 2nd, intelligence reports indicated unusual Taliban radio traffic in the area. Increased movement in the mountains. Something was building. Sarah Chen requested additional support from command. The response came from the male colonel coordinating operations in the region. Lieutenant, we're not deploying additional forces because you're nervous. If you can't handle the position, request relief, and we'll send a real infantry unit. Sarah Chen stared at the radio, took a breath. Negative, sir. We'll hold the position. That night, the 6 women barely slept. They checked weapons, counted ammunition, reviewed defensive positions. Maria Rodriguez test-fired her saw at 2 a.m. Amy Williams ranged distances to every potential approach. Destiny Jackson pre-positioned trauma kits at 4 locations around the outpost. Lisa Park established emergency frequencies and tested the satellite uplink repeatedly. Jennifer Morrison armed the Claymore mines at the perimeter and marked the detonation sequence. At 5:47 a.m. on October 3, 2023, all hell broke loose. The attack began with RPGs, 6 of them simultaneously from 3 different mountains. 2 hit the communications building, 1 hit the barracks, 1 hit the ammunition storage, 2 hit the mess hall. The entire outpost erupted in flames and explosions within the first 10 seconds. Before the smoke even cleared, over 400 Taliban fighters were rushing the position from all sides. Sarah Chen was thrown against a wall by the first explosion. Her ears rang. Blood ran down her face from shrapnel. But her training kicked in immediately. Defensive positions. North wall priority. Move, move, move. Maria Rodriguez grabbed her saw and ran to the north wall, the direction of the heaviest attack. At least 150 Taliban fighters were charging across the open ground, 200 meters out. She didn't hesitate. The saw opened up 800 rounds per minute, controlled bursts, sweeping left to right. Taliban fighters fell in waves, but they kept coming. Amy Williams took position on the roof of the burning barracks building, her M24 sniper rifle already ranging targets. She identified the Taliban commanders immediately, the ones directing fighters, the ones with radios. First shot, Taliban commander at 600 meters, coordinating the eastern assault. Dead. Second shot, RPG team leader at 550 meters, about to fire. Dead. Third shot, machine gun team at 700 meters. Dead. Within 2 minutes, she'd killed 8 high-value targets. Destiny Jackson ran through the fire and explosions to reach wounded positions. The first RPG had caught 2 women in the barracks. Sarah and Lisa both had shrapnel wounds. "I'm fine, treat her first," Sarah yelled, pointing at Lisa, who was bleeding from the shoulder. Destiny didn't argue. She slapped a tourniquet on Lisa's arm, injected morphine, bandaged the wound, all while bullets tore through the walls around them. 30 seconds. Then she moved to Sarah. "Ma'am, you've got metal in your face." Sarah pushed her hand away. Later. "Get to your position." Lisa Park, bleeding from her shoulder, dragged herself to the communications room. It was on fire. The main radio was destroyed. The satellite uplink was damaged. She grabbed the backup radio, which was under a burning beam. The heat seared her hands. She didn't care. She pulled it free, hooked up the emergency battery, and started transmitting. "All stations, this is Kamdesh, under heavy attack, 400 plus enemy. Request immediate support, static." The radio was damaged. She opened it up, bare hands on hot metal, found the damaged circuit board, ripped it out, bypassed it with wire from her pocket, reassembled it in under a minute. Blood from her shoulder wound dripped onto the equipment. She didn't notice. "All stations, this is Kamdesh, under heavy attack." Jennifer Morrison was at the weapons cache when the RPG hit it. The explosion should have killed her. Instead, it blew her backwards 15 feet into a concrete barrier. She got up, dizzy, bleeding from both ears, and saw that half their ammunition was on fire. She ran into the flames, grabbed 2 ammunition crates, dragged them out, ran back in, grabbed 2 more. The heat was melting her uniform. She didn't stop. 4 trips, 8 crates saved. On the 5th trip, the roof collapsed. She barely made it out. By 6 a.m., 13 minutes into the attack, the situation was desperate. The north wall was being overrun. Taliban fighters were 50 meters away. Maria Rodriguez's saw was glowing red from continuous fire. She'd already gone through 1,200 rounds. Amy Williams was engaging targets, so faster barrel was overheating. Sarah Chen was fighting with her rifle on full auto, standing exposed on the wall, screaming at the Taliban, "Come on, come on." Destiny Jackson was treating her third wounded soldier, while bullets hit the wall 6 inches from her head. Lisa Park was still on the radio, blood pouring from her shoulder. Kamdesh under attack, need air support now. Jennifer Morrison was throwing grenades with both hands, one after another, keeping Taliban fighters from breaching the gate. At 6:15 a.m., Lisa Park's radio finally connected. The male colonel's voice came through. "Kamdesh, this is Overwatch. Confirm your situation." Lisa, through gritted teeth, bleeding dizzy. "Sir, 400+ Taliban, all sides, outpost on fire, 6 personnel. Heavy casualties imminent, request immediate," the colonel interrupted. "6 personnel? You're telling me 6 soldiers are holding against 400? Lisa screamed into the radio. 6 women SAR. "And we're not asking, we're telling you. Get U.S. air support or we all die, and you explain to Congress why you let 6 female soldiers get overrun." Silence on the radio. Then, air support inbound. ETA 40 minutes. Hold your position. 40 minutes. They've been fighting for 18 minutes. They needed to hold for 40 more. Maria Rodriguez's saw jammed at 6:20 a.m. Too hot. Too much continuous fire. She didn't panic. She grabbed Sarah Chen's rifle, handed Sarah her pistol, and kept firing. When that rifle ran dry, she grabbed an AK-47 from a dead Taliban fighter who'd made it to the wall. She kept shooting. Amy Williams ran out of sniper ammunition at 6:25 a.m. She'd fired 87 rounds, killed 63 Taliban fighters. Now she grabbed an M4, joined the line, and started engaging targets at close range. A sniper reduced to close quarters combat. She didn't hesitate. At 6:30 a.m., Taliban fighters breached the east wall. They were inside the outpost. Jennifer Morrison saw them first. She grabbed a fire axe, yes, a fire axe, because her rifle was empty, and charged them. 3 Taliban fighters, all armed with AKs. She swung the axe like a baseball bat. The first fighter went down, skull crushed. The second tried to shoot her. She ducked, swung low, took out his legs. The third shot her. The bullet hit her vest, cracked 2 ribs. She didn't stop. She buried the axe in his chest. Then she picked up their AKs and started shooting at more Taliban coming through the breach. Destiny Jackson was hit at 6:35 a.m. Taliban bullet through her left leg. She went down. Sarah Chen saw it, ran to her, dragged her behind cover. "I'm fine," Destiny yelled, already tourniqueting her own leg. "Get back to your position." Sarah stared at her. "You're shot." Destiny grabbed Sarah's vest, pulled her close. "Ma'am, with all due respect, I'm the medic. I'll tell you when I'm out of the fight. Now get back to the fucking wall." Sarah Chen got back to the wall. At 6:40 a.m., the ammunition situation was critical. Jennifer Morrison did the count. 200 rounds total left for all 6 women, against 250+ Taliban fighters still attacking. They were about to lose through simple mathematics. Sarah Chen made a decision. Grenades. All of them. We make them pay for every inch. For the next 10 minutes, it was close quarters chaos. Grenades thrown at 20 meters. Taliban fighters climbing over walls. Hand-to-hand fighting. Maria Rodriguez used her empty saw as a club, swinging it like a battering ram. Amy Williams stabbed 2 fighters with her combat knife. Lisa Park, still on the radio calling for air support, shot a Taliban fighter with her pistol while simultaneously transmitting coordinates. Destiny Jackson, tourniquet on her leg, shot 3 fighters who tried to enter the medical station. Jennifer Morrison fought with the fire axe, a pistol, and eventually just her fists. At 6:47 a.m., they were down to 47 rounds total. At 6:50 a.m., they were down to 18 rounds. At 6:52 a.m., Sarah Chen had 1 magazine left. She looked at her 5 soldiers, all wounded, all exhausted, all still fighting. She keyed her radio. "All stations, this is Lieutenant Sarah Chen, Cop Kamdesh. If we don't make it, tell them 6 women held this position for 1 hour against 400. Tell them we never quit. Tell them. The roar of jet engines cut her off. 2 F-16s screamed overhead at 500 feet, so low the shockwave knocked Taliban fighters off their feet. The first bomb hit the North Mountain position. The explosion was apocalyptic. 50-plus Taliban fighters vaporized instantly. The second bomb hit the East Ridge. Another 40-plus gone. The jets made 3 more passes. Strafing runs. 20mm cannons tearing through Taliban positions. Within 4 minutes, the attack collapsed. Taliban fighters were running, retreating, scattering into the mountains. At 7 a.m., silence fell over COP Kamdesh for the first time in 73 minutes. The 6 women stood among the burning ruins of their outpost, covered in blood, wounded, exhausted, surrounded by dead Taliban fighters and spent shell casings. Maria Rodriguez's hands were so burned from the saw that the skin was peeling. Amy Williams couldn't hear out of her left ear from the explosions. Sarah Chen had 23 pieces of shrapnel in her face and neck. Destiny Jackson's leg tourniquet was soaked through with blood. Lisa Park's shoulder wound had reopened from the recoil of firing her rifle. Jennifer Morrison had 2 cracked ribs and couldn't breathe properly. But they were alive. All 6 of them. The male quick reaction force arrived 20 minutes later. When the helicopter landed and the male soldiers jumped out, they stopped dead, staring at the carnage. The burning outpost. The 127 confirmed dead Taliban fighters scattered across the compound and surrounding hills. The 6 women, wounded but standing, weapons still in hand. The male sergeant who'd mocked them during turnover walked up slowly, looking around in disbelief. He stopped in front of Sarah Chen, stared at her. She stared back, waiting for him to say something. Finally, he did. Holy shit. Sarah Chen, blood dripping from her face, voice hoarse from screaming orders for 73 minutes straight, replied, "Yeah, holy shit." The male colonel arrived by helicopter 2 hours later. He walked through the outpost, examining the defensive positions, counting the enemy dead, reviewing the defensive setup. He spoke to each woman individually, asked questions, took notes. Finally, he stood in front of all 6 of them. "I was wrong," he said. Simple, direct. "I was wrong about you. All of you. What you did here." 73 minutes, 6 soldiers, 400-plus enemy, sustained fire, tactical coordination, 0 friendly Kia. This is going into the textbooks. This is military history. He paused, looked at each of them. "I'm recommending all 6 of you for the Silver Star. Lieutenant Chen, I'm recommending you for the Distinguished Service Cross." Sarah Chen, exhausted, wounded, didn't smile. "With respect, sir, we don't want medals for doing our jobs." The colonel shook his head. "This wasn't doing your job. This was the most impressive defensive action I've seen in 28 years of service. You didn't just hold the position. You dominated it." The story hit the news 3 days later. 6 female soldiers hold off 400 Taliban in 73-minute firefight. Within a week, it was international news. CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, everyone covered it. The response from male soldiers was complicated. Some praised them immediately. Badass. Gender doesn't matter, skill does. Others struggled. Well, they had air support, ignoring that they held for 73 minutes before air support arrived. Some refused to believe it. Exaggerated. Media hype. A few doubled down on sexism. Exceptions don't prove the rule. Most women still can't hack it. But something changed in the military that week. Female recruitment applications increased 340%. Combat training programs reported record numbers of women applicants. Young girls across America saw the news and thought, for the first time, I could do that. 6 months later, at the Pentagon, all 6 women stood in dress uniform as the Secretary of Defense presented their medals. Sarah Chen received the Distinguished Service Cross, the second highest military decoration, 1 level below the Medal of Honor. The other 5 received Silver Stars. The ceremony was televised nationally. But the most powerful moment wasn't the medal ceremony. It was what happened after. A young girl, maybe 12 years old, approached Maria Rodriguez during a reception. Shy, nervous. "Excuse me, ma'am?" Maria knelt down to the girl's level. "Hey there, what's your name?" The girl whispered, "Emma." "Hi, I want to be a soldier when I grow up, but my dad says girls can't fight." Maria looked at the girl. Then she took off her silver star and handed it to her. "You tell your dad that 6 girls held off 400 enemies for 73 minutes. You tell him we didn't quit when we were outnumbered. We didn't quit when we were wounded. We didn't quit when everyone said we would. And you tell him that if you want to be a soldier, nobody gets to tell you that you can't." The girl started crying. Maria hugged her. Behind them, the other 5 women watched, and every single one of them had tears in their eyes too. Today, Sarah Chen is a major teaching infantry tactics at West Point. Her course on defensive operations at COP Kamdesh is mandatory for all cadets, male and female. Maria Rodriguez runs advanced weapons training at Fort Benning. Amy Williams is the lead instructor at the Army Sniper School. Destiny Jackson is a trauma surgeon teaching combat medicine. Lisa Park coordinates military communications at CENTCOM. Jennifer Morrison trains Special Forces candidates in close quarters combat. And all 6 of them tell the same story to every young woman who asks for advice. They will doubt you. They will mock you. They will tell you that you don't belong, that you're not strong enough, not tough enough, not good enough. They will wait for you to fail. They will predict your failure. They will bet on your failure. And when you succeed anyway, some of them will still refuse to believe it. But here's what matters. You don't prove yourself to them. You prove yourself to yourself. You master your weapon. You master your tactics. You master your fear. You master your doubt. And when the moment comes, and it will come, you stand and fight. Not because you want to prove them wrong, but because it's your duty, because it's right, because you're a soldier, and soldiers don't quit. On October 3rd, 2024, exactly 1 year after the battle, a memorial was dedicated at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Bronze statue of 6 women, back-to-back, weapons raised, defending each other. The plaque reads, "The 6 Sisters of Kamdesh, Lieutenant Sarah Chen, Specialist Maria Rodriguez, Sergeant Amy Williams, PFC Destiny Jackson, Corporal Lisa Park, SSG Jennifer Morrison, 73 minutes, 400 enemy, 6 heroes, 0 quit." They were told they couldn't. They proved they could. But the last line, added at the request of all 6 women, is the most important. To every young woman who dreams of serving, you belong. You are capable. You are enough. Prove it. Gender doesn't make you weak. Doubt doesn't make you fail. What makes you strong is refusing to quit when everyone expects you to. What makes you a warrior is standing when you're told to run. What makes you a hero is protecting others when you could save yourself. 6 women proved that in 73 minutes of hell. And they did it while everyone was waiting for them to fail. They didn't just survive. They dominated. They didn't just fight. They won. They didn't just prove the doubters wrong. They became legendary. The end. Final message. This story is fiction, but the message is real. In every field, in every profession, in every challenge, women face doubt. You can't. You're not strong enough. Leave it to the men. And yet, again and again, women prove that capability has no gender. Courage has no gender. Excellence has no gender. The 6 women in this story are fictional, but they represent millions of real women who face skepticism, mockery, and discrimination, and overcome it through skill, determination, and refusal to quit. To every woman reading this, you are capable of more than they think, more than they expect, more than they'll ever admit. Don't let their doubt become your limitation. Master your craft. Trust your training. And when your moment comes, stand and fight. The world is full of people waiting for you to fail. Prove them wrong. Not for them, for you. Statistics: 73 minutes combat, 6 women, 400 plus Taliban, 127 confirmed enemy Kia, 0 friendly Kia, 6 silver stars, 1 distinguished service cross, infinite inspiration. They were told they couldn't. They proved they could. You can too. Author's note: this is a fictional story inspired by real combat scenarios. While based on actual military tactics and battle conditions, the characters and specific events are created to explore themes of courage, gender discrimination in the military, and the power of proving doubters wrong. Any resemblance to actual persons or specific events is coincidental.